Do you know what's really good about a mechanical keyboard? Well, it's that they have mechanical keys. But do you know what's even better than a mechanical keyboard? Well, two mechanical keyboards. As that means double the mechanical keys. Hey everyone, Mukul here. So I have the NZXT TKL and TKL Mini with me, and I have been playing with them for about 2 weeks now. Well, I was fortunate enough to get and test them even before these were launched. So a big thanks to NZXT for sending them to me. So in the box of both of these keyboards, you get a white colored keyboard, a quite flexible and long soft braided detachable USB-C cable, a keycap puller and a switch puller too, as both the keyboards have hot swappable switches. The USB-C port is located towards the right hand side of both the keyboards. The TKL one has a magnetic armrest inside of the box too, and that can stick to the base of the TKL keyboard with the powers of magnetism and whatnot. The TKL Mini doesn't have the same magnetic powers on its lower edge, so don't expect it to attract any north or south poles. The top surface of both the keyboard's case is aluminium, and the white material finish on it is pretty top notch, like most of the NZXT stuff. But the bottom shell of both the keyboards is completely plastic. On the TKL, the logo is printed quite subtly above the arrow keys, and it won't be visible easily till you look at it from a specific angle. This is actually a brilliant decision by NZXT here, considering the fact that a lot of users don't like flashy or bold branding on their keyboards. And next to the branding, there are scroll and caps lock key indicators too, which again won't be easily visible, but there are light indicators next to them. On the TKL Mini, the top logo is on the top edge and again has been put there subtly, but I guess this doesn't matter as not a lot of people use their keyboard upside down. Both the keyboards also have this dedicated volume control roller, but yes, you can't customize it to anything else, well, at least with the NZXTcam software. But they can only slide the volume bar up and down and just can't instantly mute the sound. And both the keyboards have 3 dedicated buttons on the left side which can mute or unmute stuff in your OS. So even if they have not implemented that feature on the roller volume key, you can still mute and unmute stuff in your PC instantly. And the other button can lock or unlock the Windows key, and the third button can adjust the brightness of the RGB LED keys on the keyboard for up to 4 levels. The brightness adjustable button doesn't have any indicator light next to it, like the 2 other buttons. Both the keyboards come with extendable feet which raise the height of the keyboard from 2 cm to 3.5 cm. And the TKL is just slightly longer and wider than the TKL Mini. And please, for God's sake, no, this is what she said jokes here. And yeah, as it is apparent, the function keys and the other set of keys on the right have spacing between them to differentiate the different sets of keys. Differentiation and integration of different sets of keys. So yeah, this makes me believe that the wrist rest that comes with the TKL is the real differentiator here between the two keyboards, as the overall size isn't that drastically different. And if you are someone who plans to carry out their keyboards from their home to their workplace, the TKL weighs around 780 grams and the TKL Mini weighs around 718 grams and the TKL's palm rest weighs around 245 grams. In my personal usage, I couldn't find much benefits with using the palm rest, even when the keyboard was raised or not raised by their extendable feet. But yeah, because people have different wrists and arms and hands, so yeah, the wrist rest could be helpful for some of you if you're already accustomed to using a wrist rest with your keyboards. And yeah, as it is already obvious, the keyboard's keys design is floating keycaps, and hence the keycaps are floating over the keyboard, and your fingers would also be floating over the keys of the keyboard, which can make an exceptional layer of multi-layered floating stuff over the keyboard. The keycaps are painted ABS material and they don't flex much, and they do feel quite soft on the fingers. And even with or without the LEDs turned on, they are easily visible on both of the keyboards. The keycaps are cherry style stems, so you can swap the keys to anything else quite easily. Both of these keyboards use Gateron red switches and they feel very clicky without making much noise, as with the original characteristics of any of the red switches out there, especially compared to my primary cherry MX Blue switches keyboard. Both of these NZXT keyboards sound almost similar, but I feel the TKL Mini sounds slightly more refined, but just slightly, not as if you can easily notice the difference easily with your ease of ears. But during my usage, I felt that these switches need very slight actuation force to activate a key, and hence they respond quite swiftly. They almost sometimes feel as if they respond to even my slightest tap on them. So as soon as I leave my finger from the first key and hop on to tap the next key, both the keys register almost simultaneously. I mean, this is quite hard to explain with words unless you actually use the keyboard somewhere and experience this yourself. But I think you can get a rough idea by what just I described with how the keys respond to my most of my typing experience. And yeah, the switches are also hot swappable, and I'm pretty sure that this factor plays an important role in the pricing of both of these keyboards. The stabilizers don't rattle much and feel quite stable. So yeah, that's a good thing that stabilizers do feel stable. But I did feel that the spacebar key was more stable on the TKL Mini than the TKL. All the switches have a single LED on top, and the RGB is quite nicely dispersed on the top surface of the keyboard. The keyboard looks absolutely stunning in a dark room, and because of the white surface, the lighting gets reflected more as the white color isn't as hungry as black when it comes to signs and stuff. Despite having the word Mini associated with the TKL Mini, the TKL Mini actually has one extra key than the TKL. Because of the mini form factor, except for the spacing between the right control key and the arrow keys, there is absolutely no other spacing between any category of the keys. So yeah, this definitely needs some getting used to because the layout is very squished. But if you are someone who is already accustomed to how the 60% form factor keyboards respond, then I don't think you would have a hard time in adjusting to the different TKL Minis setup here with the TKL Mini, of course. The TKL has a typical spacing across different sets of keys. I mean, this should be obvious by now, and I can't be more Captain Obvious than this. Both the keyboards have dedicated arrow keys, so all the typists wouldn't mind going with either one of them. The TKL has two Windows keys, but you can swap the role of any of the window keys to anything else in the NZXTcam software too. It also has this NZXT key, which can also be assigned to do anything in the software. Well, because I've already briefed a little about the NZXTcam software to some extent, so it should be clear by now that the NZXTcam software now integrates keyboard controls, and you can also set per key lighting too on both of these keyboards. And apart from all that, there are literally loads of presets you can play with if you love playing with colors and stuff. You can also choose the specific colors you want these presets to react with. I also love these three presets which can make the keyboard's light react to music which is being played on the system. And also the fact that you can also customize the array of colors it should react with. It is also extremely easy to just simply change the role of a key or disable a key completely, which makes this as a perfect prank keyboard for those who thrive with joy when it comes to torturing humans around them for some reason. And you can also set macro commands on both of these keyboards. Damn, this is just too much customization. And in case you don't like the idea of running the heavy NZXTcam software in the background all the time, or if you want to just use the keyboard at multiple locations without the need of installing the software again and again, for that you can make good use of the 4 onboard profiles which both of these keyboards also support. When you activate a profile, the key blinks for a couple of times to denote that that specific profile has been activated. So all of these RGB customizations and stuff makes it clear that NZXT spent ample time in planning the software integration this time with these new keyboards which they have launched. Both of these keyboards come with 2 years of warranty and that can help overcautious people like me who just fancy the idea of having extra insurance for the price of these keyboards. So yeah, if you have similar thoughts about the extra warranty period, then let me know. And why should you let me know? Because I will plan some sort of warranty party. So yeah, NZXT did succeed in adding most of the major features and options which one would want from a keyboard that can let you easily customize it. You can easily customize the keycaps and the switches too and play with all sort of lighting which the software also supports. And I'm pretty sure if you are a hardcore custom keyboard enthusiast, then you can do even more stuff with it by opening it up and playing dirty with it or something. But the only feature which is really missing is the option of them being wireless. But I guess that would have increased the price drastically, considering the fact that NZXT stuff demands a kind of a sort of a premium for them too. And if I have to talk about myself, then I don't mind the idea of spending more on expensive keyboards if they come with at least 2 years of warranty or even more. I mean, the more the merrier, as the more warranty kinda shows me that my invested money is safe for at least during the warranty period. So this was about it for the comparison of these two keyboards. I plan to use one of them for a long time and make another review video on it, a long-term review video. So subscribe if you haven't. Cheap trick. And if you found this video helpful and if you plan to buy these keyboards too, my affiliate links will be in the description below. You can also hop onto a Discord server for more chit chat on relevant content. Stay safe humans, stay RGB. That's all for today. Mewbot out.